Welcome to Workday Finance, Accounting Setup and Journal Processing. In this session, we'll explore company accounting details and setup related to accounting business transactions. We'll also discuss journal sources and statuses and how they impact journal processing. Before you can begin creating and posting financial transactions in Workday, you must have the proper financial accounting setup. An administrator must edit the company accounting details, create a ledger year and periods, and maintain ledger periods to open at least one period. Once an administrator has completed these tasks, you can begin posting accounting and operational journals. Accounting journals are journals that you create manually and aren't tied to transactions. Operational journals are journals that Workday creates automatically for transactions that you enter through various tasks. Let's review the impacts of the financial accounting setup. We'll start by reviewing the company accounting details. Company accounting details allow administrators to connect accounting information to your company. Administrators have to tell Workday what currency, fiscal schedule, and account set to use for your company. They also have to tell Workday how to process transactions using some designated rule sets, as well as how to handle journal reversals. It's important to note that once you create a financial transaction, administrators can't change the currency, fiscal schedule, or account set for the company. Within your company accounting details, an administrator selects a base currency in which to perform accounting for the company. Workday uses the base currency for all financial transactions within the company. Workday converts foreign currency to the base currency of the company for accounting purposes, if the company has established conversion rates. An administrator will also set up the fiscal schedule for the company. Fiscal schedules are the calendars that you use and share for financial accounting and reporting purposes. A fiscal schedule contains posting intervals, the chronological periods into which you divide the calendar. Each interval represents a period within a fiscal year. Because financial transactions and events have an associated date, fiscal schedules and fiscal years help to control your company's accounting and reporting. As part of your company accounting details, an administrator will also select an account set to designate as the chart of accounts. An account set defines a group of ledger accounts for a company. You will post journals to the ledger accounts contained within the designated account set. An administrator will also set up an account control rule set for the company. Account control rule sets contain approval thresholds for company ledger accounts and specified account sets. These apply to accounting journals only. When a ledger account on an accounting journal exceeds the account approval threshold, Workday will route the journal for approval per the rules in the business process. Here's an example. Let's say the cash ledger account has an approval threshold of $500 setup, and you create a journal that credits the cash account for $600. Workday will route the journal for approval because the entry exceeded the account control rules set approval threshold. Workday automates the accounting that results from business transactions. Workday creates journals automatically for operational transactions and uses posting rules to interpret the business events into debits, credits, and accounts. Operational journals use account posting rules to determine which ledger account to use for a specific operational journal. Each posting rule is for a specific operational transaction. An administrator sets up an account posting rule set for your company. They can edit the included rules to specify the conditions and the ledger accounts to instruct Workday where to post debits and credits. When you process business transactions, the account posting rule set will direct where operational transaction journals post in the company ledger accounts. Work tags and cost centers that you enter on these transactions will drive where the transactions post. You can generate reversal journals in Workday when you change or cancel an approved operational transaction, or when you reverse a posted accounting journal. Workday creates reversals of accounting or operational journals based on your company's selected journal reversal options. When creating an accounting journal, you can select the Create Reversal checkbox to have Workday automatically create a reversal for the journal. Workday defaults the reversal date to the next open period. However, you can select a specific date that you want Workday to reverse the journal if you choose. Now that we've reviewed company accounting details, let's explore the remaining financial accounting setup steps: creating a ledger year and periods, and maintaining ledger periods. The ledger is where you store accounting results from your original journal entries. When creating an accounting journal, you will select the ledger you'd like to post the journal to. An administrator sets up an actuals ledger and, optionally, a commitment ledger and obligation ledger for your company. Your company can have only one actuals ledger. The next step in financial accounting setup is to create a ledger year and periods. An administrator will create a ledger year and the periods for the year in which you'll post journals. They'll connect the company and the fiscal year, and Workday will generate the periods within that fiscal year. Workday creates the ledger year based on the fiscal year in the schedule. Then, Workday automatically creates periods based on the fiscal year. Keep in mind that when Workday creates the ledger periods, they aren't open. They have a status of created. Therefore, you can't post transactions until periods are open. Period statuses control what you can process in your accounting period and by which source. Period statuses include not available, created, open, close in progress, adjustments only, and closed. A period in not available, created, or closed status won't accept journals of any kind. A period in open status will allow any type of journal. A period in close in progress status will allow you to do a soft close. The actions you can perform depend on the individual status of activity groups that your administrator manages. And a period in adjustments only status will allow only adjustment journals. To post transactions, an administrator must open at least one period. This final step completes the accounting setup, and you can then begin posting transactions. Now let's review journal sources and statuses and how they impact journal processing. Administrators can define journal sources to enable business users to indicate where or why they created a journal. Workday assigns journal sources to operational journals based on the mapping that administrators establish between operational transactions and journal sources. For accounting journals, administrators can create as many journal sources as necessary. When you create an accounting journal, you can then select from a predefined list of journal sources. Common journal sources include accrual journal, beginning balance, equity pickup, manual journal, and revaluation. Workday provides multiple statuses for journal documents to allow you to track the preliminary creation, approval, and cancellation of journal documents. The status determines the operations that you can perform on a specific journal. Some common journal statuses include created, in progress, posted, unposted, and canceled. A created status indicates a journal that you've created and saved, but haven't submitted for approval. You can edit, cancel, delete, and submit journals in this status. An in-progress status indicates you've created the journal and started the business process, but the business process hasn't been completed. You can edit, cancel, and submit journals in this status. A posted status indicates that you've posted the journal. You can unpost journals in this status. An unposted status indicates you've unposted a posted journal. You can edit, cancel, and submit journals in this status. And lastly, a canceled status indicates a journal that you've canceled. You can only copy journals in this status. It's important to note that you can always copy a journal regardless of its status. In this session, we've reviewed company accounting details and setup, as well as journal sources and statuses and how they impact journal processing. Thank you for taking the time to learn with Workday.